12 teams make the cut to pop, lock, and drop for day 2 at the Cherry Bowl. Lockport and Rockford Jefferson tied for the lead coming into the day. Warriors 86 pins back. Returning state champ Morgan Flaherty finished 22nd. Porter started the day well. Ashley Hostert hitting the pocket. They would fall back in the afternoon session, though, finishing 4th. Jefferson's Emily Malone, a big reason the Jayhawks were there. They would stay in the hunt for a trophy. Warriors led going into the afternoon. Sarah Barsati still hot after a dynamite sectional, 2-14 in Game 10. Charlie Barbary left the 4th frame open, but that's no problem. In the 7th, she's got a turkey, 199. Spares a key for the Warriors. Mariana Guerreri, 2-3-4-10, picking it up. But the Warriors fell back in Game 10 due to the play of Giselle Paz and Oswego East. Paz a 258. Warriors shot a 976, the lead down to 25. Game 11, they share lanes with the Wolves. Barsati sending an early message following Guerreri's lead, making it look facile. That's hug-worthy. Julia Bond in the hunt for the individual title, throwing the hammer down from the leadoff spot for another Warrior mark. Barbary started strong in Game 11, obstructed view, but look at the senior for the result, 6-pack. She fired a 278. Rachel Felton continuing the momentum on lane 15, another one in the pocket, 5 straight for her, 229. Back to Bond, Felton's classmate finished her 11th with a turkey, 184 for her. Wolves starting to feel the heat. And Barsati would keep the thermostat high. She finishes her 238 with 7 straight strikes. Warriors an 11-41. Green and gold take a 219 pin lead into the final game. And they don't let up. Guerreri, X you very much. She rolled a 23-37 even with a bad hand. Bond continued to be solid, picking up another spare here. Her 26-34 led the Warriors. She earned all-state honors, 4th overall. Felton puts the nail in the coffin. Warriors 2013 bowling state champions, the 2nd highest team score ever at the state meet. Giselle Paz, your individual champion. Sarah Barsati, 8th overall to earn all-state.
Just as I've always said, it takes 5. When we had 5 strong players and 5 players that really did well all weekend.
When we got here, we knew how it worked, and so we knew what to expect, and we just came out here and we knew that, we're going to leave here with a first place trophy, but that no one was just going to hand it to us. We were going to have to work for it. So that was our mentality coming in.
Last year we just wanted to place. We wanted to win, but placing would have been good. But after we placed and after we went through this year, we just jumped straight to first. We knew what we wanted. It's exciting, but it's also kind of a relief feeling, because after all this work, then it pays off. It's just a wave of just wow, it happened. Now we can relax, and now we can just say that we did it. We're state champs.
I talked to them, and I think at that point we were up 35 pins. I said, girls, how many times did we go over in practice when I said, now imagine we're up 15 pins or we're down 16 pins and we're going into the last game. That's when you've got to show a champion's heart.
This is a very tough house to play in. We weren't carrying the way that we would have liked, and they were some of the greatest shots in the world, and it was just leaving 10 pins. And we were getting a little frustrated, and Coach just said, you can't win a tournament in 1 frame. So just take it a frame at a time and do your best. And I think we really did. After that, we just came out, and we were all focused, and we cheered on, and
we figured it out. It took us a little while to find out the strike shot, but then we got it down, and it was much better.
We just knew we had to push. That's all we knew. We just thought that all we had to do was close frames and forget about that last game, because every frame is a new frame. So we just, kept our heads together and just, pushed.
You've got to make a decision if you're going to dig down, and how bad do you want it? Boy, and that's when they shot 1140. We focused on closing frames. You got to close the frames, and they're good spare shooters. And they understood that in order to win a championship, you got to close frames.
Spares were huge. We realized yesterday that we could have been first if we made 6 more spares, and so all of us were oh, I could have made this one and I could have made that one, so we could have been first. But we realized today, no matter what, we just have to close frames.
Being able to close frames is a huge advantage if you can close a lot of frames. Ultimately that's how you win tournaments, by closing the most frames. And because we practice spares so much, we have such a confidence in knowing, 99% of the time we're gonna, get the spares that we're shooting. So it's a huge advantage.
Bowling with Charlie the past 4 years has been awesome. Like we're like best friends, and we have just grown so much closer, especially this season. We even like plan to do so much more, like just as friends in the future, and realizing before my 10th frame that this was our last game, like as a high school team, last game bowling together. Like I kind of broke down, and it's just like surreal. Like I just can't imagine. Like it doesn't even feel real right now. So I'm gonna really miss her next year.
They were with me from the beginning. Charlie was the captain, was the anchor of the team all but last year when Kayleen Felton was the anchor, where Charlie can just come through in the clutch, and Mariana just shows leadership that keeps everybody organized and moving in a direction. So she's got a great, both of them have such a great future. Mariana will be bowling at college in the fall. But having two very mature young ladies like that can demonstrate that kind of leadership makes a huge difference for a team, for one, and makes my job a lot easier for two.
We've had such a close-knit team that the fact that the season and, me being a senior and other seniors that we were leaving and it wouldn't be our team anymore was more upset. That's probably why we were crying more than the victory. The victory was great and we were super happy, but I think that's what the emotion came from, was that it was a fabulous finish to an amazing, the amazing chemistry we've had as a team, and it's all we've ever wanted, so I think it was just great.